Once, in a village lived an old man who was poor but had a very beautiful white horse. He was envied by many because of that horse. One day, King saw that horse and sent his minister to buy the horse. Minister came to Old Man's house and offered a very good price for horse, but Old Man refused, saying, "This is not just a horse for me. He is like a family member, good friend of mine. Can you sell a family member or a friend's? No, that not possible." After some days, Old Man went to barn to check on horse and saw that horse was not there. This news spread quickly throughout the village. Entire village gathered at his house. Villagers said, "You are foolish, old man. Many people wanted that horse. Everyone knew that someday this horse would be stolen. You could have sold that horse to King. Now, horse is gone. It's a misfortune." Old Man replied, "Only truth is that horse is not unstable. Everything else you say is a judgment. How do you know whether it is a misfortune or blessing?" Villagers laughed at him and went away. After a few days, White Horse came back from forest, and with it came other wild horse who were as beautiful as Old Man's horse. Again, villagers gathered at his house and said, "You were right. When your horse went missing, it was not a misfortune but a blessing. Now you have more beautiful horses. You can train them and sell them." Old Man replied, "Again, you are going too far. Just say, 'That horse is back,' and how do I know if having more horses is a blessing or misfortune?" Time passed. Old Man's only son started training horses. After a few days, while training those wild horses, Old Man's son fell from horse and broke his leg. Hearing this, people gathered at his house and said, "You were right. Having more horses is not a blessing. Now, your only son is injured because of horse. At this old age, how will you be able to take care of your son?" Old Man replied, "Don't go so far. It's just that my son's leg is broken. Who knows whether it's a misfortune or a blessing?" A month later, due to war, all young men of village were forced to join army, because of which all elders of village were crying. At that time, villagers came to Old Man and said, "Our sons are gone forever. Your son injury was a blessing. At least he is alive and living with you." Old Man replied, "No one knows whether it is a blessing or a misfortune." My dear listeners, life is full of unforeseen turns. We should not judge any situation only by what we see. We should not dwell on the negative aspects, but acknowledges the current situation. This allows us to find some peace even in uncertain times.